You know. So yes, so like I was saying, I go in. This is what you get with a channel. Bit of chaos, followed by more chaos, all fueled by Monster Energy. And that's sponsored with. I don't drink often, but when I do, Monster Energy is the way. So what are we listening? I want to become. I love this, but I've listened to it so often lately. I think I'm gonna go with Pain. I think I'm gonna go with Pain. Probably the same band, really nice. You may know it. You may know them. Welcome back, Adam. Welcome back, Mr. Gauthier. So I come back from with a love pain. I can't get enough pain. I like your rock, cause you rather feel pain than nothing at all. This is a tempo too. Sick of feeling dumb. You're not the only one. Take you by the hand, and I'll show you a world that you can understand. This life is filled with hurt when happiness doesn't work of me. And take my hand, just as how you'll understand. Pain with I love pain, can't get enough pain. I like it rough cause I'd rather feel pain than nothing at all. Pain with I love pain, can't get enough pain. Like it rough cause I'd rather feel pain than nothing at all. So I go in and the color ID are like, yo, are you still looking for work? I'm like, who the fuck is this? So they tell me who they are, which is a company that I fucking would love to work for. They got good insurance. They super close to my house. We're talking 2 minutes in and out. No, 5 minutes in and out. That's still. And then they have insurance. It's a 40 hours a week. So if I really like the job, it would be really nice. I'll have the answer for Monday and Tuesday. So I'm getting this call. Another way I call my father because he lives close to me. See, I would call my mom, but she's working, and my father also. Ah, because it's in Lachine. It's where in the city where I live, but also where he lives. So often I call my father, and he's like, "Yo, did you apply?" And I tell him, "Yes, here's the company," and it's like, "Nah, I don't know it." So not only a company that he knows, it's a company that where he knows where it is. So that's kind of special. So I call him, like, holy shit. And he didn't say that for a while, but he said, don't get your hopes up. You don't know if it's gonna work yet. And I find it to be such a hard mentality to have, not to have your hopes up. And I understand where it comes from. And ultimately speaking, I agree with what he's saying. You don't want to have your hopes up because if you have your hopes up, then you might be in a position to get your feeling hurt. You might be in a pain than nothing at all. Well, oh my god. If and only if I was planning this shit, a song like Pain would be perfect for this video. Cause I'd rather feel pain than nothing. Rather feel pain than nothing at all. Rather feel pain. I know that you're wounded. Great song. So yeah, so my father, and I guess where he's coming from, because he's right. Um, a man that doesn't have hunger will never feel hungry, versus a man that enjoys food that will enjoy a meal even if he's not hungry, right? Does that make sense? Not really. Oh wow. I wanted to do Crystal Avalon. So I'm getting a job, and to be honest, okay. So here's the honesty part of the video, promoted by truthfulness and religion. Be pious, be kind to your neighbor, be kind to yourself, love each other, right? Kind of hopefully leave the world a better place than when you came in, right? Thank you, appreciate you. So yeah, so pious wise, being pious wise was um a very special case of a job. And even when they call me and I'm like, why did you apply here? And I was like, and you guys know me, I don't have a filter. Like, no matter what I do, I can't convince you to just believe this is real. Go, I let go, watching you turn your back because you always do. Thanks away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here because you're all that I got. I can't fail the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be in your time. Won't change the damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be in your. I am a little bit insecure, a little confident. But do don't understand, do what I can. Sometimes it don't make sense. I am what you want to say. That I had a doubt, like no matter what I do, I can convince you for just to hear me out. I let go, watching you turn your back cause you always do. Face away, pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. Or the friend that I listen to, that I learned in English. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be in your time, won't change. This song, I knew how to sing it before I even knew what it meant. I knew the vocality, I knew the tonality of the words, but I didn't know their meaning, which is the dream of the French Canadian. So, she tells me, why did you apply here? And I'm too honest, I'm like, well, I wasn't planning I wasn't planning to, I don't know. Being honest, that was a good thing, guys. I said I wasn't planning to apply here, but I thought you guys were hiring. And she's like, wait, you weren't planning you weren't planning to apply here. And then I was like, what the fuck did you say, dude? So I said, well, you guys are close to me, so of course I pre-value companies that are close to me. From the same city I was born in. This is where I live. This is where I was born. I was raised. This is possibly where I will die. I didn't say the die part, but I was implied. And so she came in, and I told her that, it's my stepmom, that she came in and she sent me the picture. And right away when she sent me the picture, I was like, dude, this could be a really good opportunity for work. And although it wasn't a first choice, it wasn't only on the first choice because I didn't know it existed. I got close to the art. Close to the art. So this is the Canadian. Oh my god, this is crazy. This is live reaction. This is live reaction. Oh my god, this is crazy. So they're singing this song, which is Close to the Art, and I've been watching Trailer Park Boy, which is 20 years old today. No, not 20 years old, more than that. More than 20 years old. And season 2, episode 5, Close to the Art, they're playing this song. And to me, Trailer Park Boys is a Canadian classic, so it makes kind of sense, right? I'm gonna go with Rise Against Save You Are. Why not? I'm in a really good mood. So you're gonna hear me talk, sing, kill me on. Oh, I missed a part, Not to notice, but I've all but just forgotten what the color of her eyes were. Hers or how she got them at the paling time of aging. Not a single thing has been. Cause everything goes this ancient place. This world has forgotten. Choo 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 choo. Hopefully I turn my tower. I'll have to forgive my oh, for fuck's sake. There is no angel to the angel, no one put me in my place in there. And nothing like a prison. Or how you know she got them. The territory watching through when I'm constantly feeling true. Till we disappear, so tell me out. Cause this ain't love, so how do we get out? Nation told to put me in my place in there. I'm like a prison. Change these dreams second. So the truth is watching through when I'm constantly failing you. You can't break through until we disappear. This ain't love, then how do we get out? Cause I don't know. That's when she said I don't hate you, but just wanna save you. Well, nothing left to save. Oh, my hair's a fucking mess. You girl, but I am the answer for. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Nothing a good old hat or wig could prevent. So I go in, and I should have said that, right? I kind of said it. So I go in for an interview, and I tell my father, and I don't forget. Do not get your hopes up. Now I got the interview and it goes super well, and I'll have my answer via Monday or Tuesday. As a supplementary information to the present situation, today is Thursday, 21st May 2025. Fucking rainy day, but still. So I have to wait for 4 days. Trust me, I've been waiting for years. 4 days is nothing. I go in, and again, and it's such a shame because I call my father again to tell him how the interview went. Oh, surrender is so good. Oh, surrender, Billy Talent, surrender. Por favor. Why am I speaking Spanish today? You know what I'm saying? You know, sabes por qué? Oh, this song, dude. This song will give you goosebumps. Read the books from across the street, waiting for someone that she'll never meet. Talk over coffee for an hour or two. Always know I'm always in a good mood. Killing time before she struts her stuff. I need support and I became the crutch. She'll never know how much she means to me. I play the game but I'm the referee. Surrender. Surrender. Surrender yourself to me. Lost you is found. Yourself to me. Oh, this song, incredible. I'm sorry, I get distracted. Even know I'm not what she looking for. She got a brick wall behind her door. She'll never start those next to her. But I'm afraid she should the messenger. Surrender every thought, every thought, every sound. Every touch, every smile, every frown. Let me tell you as long you was found. Let me go, the lost you was found. The yourself today. I found the hope over the field of flow. Oops. I dropped the computer. Surprisingly, when I dropped the computer, well, never mind. It doesn't disconnect anything. The man. Uh-oh. So when was the silver star? The turn, searching until my head bleeds. This flower don't belong to me. This flower don't belong to me. Why can she belong to me? So I called him again because I didn't call him before because I didn't have news for the job. See, completely out of focus, but still somehow sensical. And I call him, and then my stepmom is there, and he puts me on speakerphone because of the cause, I guess. Because of the cause. I remember when Bill Cosby was having his problem with Justice, they would call him, "It's not looking good for the cause." It made me laugh. And then she tells me, "Don't get your hopes up. You never know what's gonna happen." And I'm like, "All you're fucking telling me," and I didn't get mad. I didn't think about that. I didn't say that. I thought about it. All you fucking telling me is not to have hope. But it's so hard. It's not hard to not to be hopeful. To me, hope is a beautiful thing. It's a positive emotion. I've been having depression for fucking months. Yet you don't want me to feel one of the only positive emotions I felt in months. Doesn't make any sense. But let's take away the depression. Let's take away the victim aspect of Ing Vendetta, and let's pretend like I'm the most solid citizen in the fucking world. Okay, close second. Top 100. Okay, top 100 born on the 22 January 1993. Can we agree on that? Thank you. I go in, and even yesterday, I made a video, and Barry Botter, ladies and gentlemen, Barry Botter, my homie, my grandpa figure, I guess, Because dude is older and I never had a grandpa. So, you want me to call him grandpapa? I will call him grandpapa. And let's not make it sexual, please. Okay? If you're a fucking deviant and you have your own fucked up kinks, I embrace it. I salute you. I'll text you later on because that's hot. But please, let's keep this PG-13. Now I need another song. What are we going to do? Are we going to go with Avalanche? We listen to. Just Pretend is pretty good. I'm already gone. It is Yen. Oh, this Yen is actually pretty good. Let's go with It Is Yen. From a nice little band you might have heard of, I Thank Kill. It's funny because if you take the first letter of each word, it gives you ink. Now, I was a fan of them before I created Ink Vendetta. The fact that their name is Ink affected my choice of becoming Ink Vendetta. You'll never know what this song did. This song did. Oh, this song, bro. Allow me to introduce myself. They call me the Dancing Cloud, and you must be Georgie. The sound. Nerve tract. Hear and take it. Oh. No. Oh, Georgie, you can trust me, sweet child. Right here, I'm with a service, with a smile. Nothing to fear. On your flesh, we know we all drown here. I would really reminiscent to not talk about I Think Kill. They were looking for the. Yo, I hate you, dude. I hate you. Okay, I guess it's not working anymore. Let's see. They're not working anymore. I hate you. They never really work well. Okay, well, we just lost the ability to listen to music. Yay! I would be reminiscent to say I Think Kill was looking for the music, and they finally discovered the music. And the funny thing is, they would go on tour and talk about and watch those old horror movie, and then it became their style. They would do music tribute to this old hardcore movie, which is fucking brilliant. Going back, to me, the fact that I'm hopeful, I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean. I understand that it's the hope is a very fickle thing. In one sense, it's the greatest thing you can have. When there's hope, there's life, and when there's life, there's hope. Right? It's always been something. Hope is possibly the reason I'm still standing here. Distant Monster, again, not a sponsor, but could be. So for me, this mentality of not having hope, although I do understand it in a fashion or a sense of, dude, you're gonna get hurt. We don't want you to get hurt. So please, remember that's possibly just a job. But it would be a job that would be phenomenal. It would be a job that is amazing. See, they're more, it's more in a sense of, don't get your hopes up because of a job, but you need to find a job. So it's very conflicting. I was talking about Barry Butter, and how I did a video on, finding a job and how hard it was and how much harder it was because you think that you got this quality and you're a plausible future employee, but then you realize that nobody gives a shit. Nobody's willing to give you a chance. Because nobody gives you a chance, you're like, fuck, what am I supposed to do, dude? So with hope, in my case, and again, I'm not trying to establish a mental case here or a psychological profile. But I think in my case is more so the kind of the idea. I guess, for example, I'll have a girl, and I will not fall in love with her. I will fall in love with the idea of her. Oh, if we were a couple, this is where we'd go. This is what my grandkids would look like. This is who she would cheat on me with. This is who she would cheat on me with. I wish I was joking. Fuck, dude, I'm in a good mood. And again, this is hope. All of this whole video, like a focus, it coming from extra energy Certain energy comes from where? From happiness. Happiness came from where? For the hope of having a job. See, people don't understand. People don't understand, right? That it's not because you're hopeful. It's risk and rewards. You're hopeful, which is a risk because you can get your heart broken. But the reward of just being hopeful is humongous. So even though you don't get the job, the reward of hoping to get the job was enough to keep you afloat for years and years and years and years, right? It's crazy. PCT, PCT, my last job, it was so crazy because they hired me after 1 year, and I didn't expect it. So then they hired me, and it was such a out of body experience, such a transcending moments of life. Why? Well, it's very very fucking simple. They offered me a job, and I was surprised. But then my second thought was, why the fuck are you surprised? Why are you working here for not to get hired? You know, so the hope is actually quite. See, you see a child, you see a child or a young kid or a young adult too, and they have this hope, and they're saying, hey, I'm gonna become a billionaire, and they watch Andrew fucking Tate, and they're like, yo, I'm gonna make some cash, I'm gonna buy Bitcoin, I'm gonna be one of the billionaire. I just have to follow the hustler and university. And you want to take them and grab them by the shoulder and shake them and say, no, you'll have a shitty 9-to-5 job. You'll have a wife that you don't really like. You'll have kids that will not even acknowledge you at the age of 12. And for them, you'll be daddy when they need something. And this stranger living in my house. Yet somehow, some way, this shitty life is exactly what all of us want. We want that. We want to be a father. The ultimate goal in life isn't to own a car. Is to procreate, is to leave something behind, a legacy of flesh and blood, or even then, a legacy of knowledge. Do you guys know the name of the son of Picasso? You guys know the name of the son of Mozart? You guys know the name of the son of Avicii? That's curious. I'm giving you more chances. No? Cool, but you still know what I'm talking about, right? And all of those people are dead. They left a legacy. In this hope lies the future. And again, I'm not hopeful towards the job. I'm falling in love with the idea of working. Right? So in this very case, you're facing a awful situation. And this awful situation is what? Well, I'm hopeful for work. And only for work. And if I'm not working, well, I'm kind of fucked. I'm kind of low-key, high-key, as a kid would say. Fucked. Right? I'm low-key, high-key fucked. What I'm trying to say is I don't give a fuck where I work, right? As long as I work, because the mentality of working, when you're working, you don't think I'm working there. I'm working. Working is working. I'm doing the dishes. It's not working. I'm not getting paid. I'm not even gonna get a thank you. But I'm working, right? You have to keep your hopes up. You have to keep your hopes up. And then I'm reminiscent of songs like Nothing Nowhere, my favorite artist, with a song Hopes Up. I'm tired of falling out of love. I'm tired of rise and fall. I'll give before I sow, 'cause I don't wanna get my hopes up. There's not a way to live. I used to be that way. I used to avoid every single opportunity, the positive and negative, because I was okay being on my own. Then I went on social media, and then I got to know you guys, and I'm like, dude, there's a lot of fucking chill people out there, right? I don't know. Tired of falling out of love, tired of the rise and fall. I haven't reached before it's up, 'cause I don't wanna get my hopes up. Such a good song, dude. Such a good song. Save me from. Yeah. Again, if there's no hope, right? I'm alive, there's still hope. I understand where you're coming from with the mentality of don't get your hopes up because you're getting hurt. But to me, it's such a contradictory system. I want to have a dream. I want to wake up. I want to tell you a secret, okay? And this, you have to pinky promise. Not a promise. I want a pinky promise that you will not tell anybody else, okay? I'm telling you, and only you this, okay? Clean sheet because we had an interview. You honestly think and you honestly think, please, tell me the truth, that I would have made a 29,000 video if I was not hopeful. Now, when you see my channel, when you see the content I'm doing, you know that this guy is alone, he doesn't talk to a lot of people, and that's why he comes on here and talks to us every single day. And I wish it was because of love, but it's because he's lonely. He'd be right. Other people, different emotional status, different emotional priorities, right? A different mindset, but say, well, I think Ink is doing this many videos because he's bored. And those people would also be right. They would also be right. The two group of people would also be right? They would also be right? And then there's a third category of people. These are the content creator. So as you guys know, Little Ink went on Reddit because he was like, how come my channel isn't growing, right? And then people came to him and say, time to give up. And I'm like, I don't want to give up. And then you realize that the dream job, the dream. The interviewer today, she asked me, what are my hobbies? I like to make videos. Why? Because I like to explore life. I like to talk to people. It gave me a motivation. It gave me a purpose to actually go forward and do stuff. She was like, is that your dream job? And I could have lied to her and said no. But I said it used to be a dream job. But after 4 years of trying, I have to realize it's more an hobby out of anything. You know what she said? You're the first guy here that has a hobby. What if I was the first and only guy that came here hopeful? What if the mentality of if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't became common first thought? Will there be a world that you want to live in or not? Keeping your hopes up is a opportunity to get hurt. But if anything tonight showed us, I really feel pain and nothing at all. Having my hopes up, having my guard down, falling in love. My last two girls were completely not, I wasn't looking. Still not looking. I'm still not looking, but if it happens, holy shit, I'm gonna take it. Let's throw ya. On that note, have a lovely evening, have a lovely soiree, because we're fancy, and I love you, that you matter, and I'll see you guys very soon. What did I do? Don't blink, you blink. Welcome to the Flurry Show. You're doing well, you're having a wonderful 21st May 25. We are in a really good mood because we're about to be a regular worker. We're not hired yet, but hopes up, fingers crossed. They were doing season 4 of Trailer Park Boys, and I gotta say, what a different show. It's crazy because every single season felt like completely different shows. You had this very calm, very normal mockumentary on the first season. You had the kind of similar in the second season, with a bit more so in comedy. You had the third season where the identity of our beloved Trailer Park Boys and all the Trailer Park inhabitants was revealed, and you're starting to know your characters, right? And you have season number 4, where shit canonically hits the fan. Now, technically speaking, this change of pace comes in very appreciated. Why? Because last season, which was season 3, hinted at such. At the end, got Leahy who went against the boys, but never in a way where it is now. Now, the craziest part is, when you start the show, when you start the season, you have this very innocent mood. And you never guess at what happened at the end of the season would happen. Now, I know, because I watched the show 10, 20 times, not a brag, but a humble brag, if you will. So, let's go together on my little computer, and let's see what happened with season 4. So the first episode is Never Cry Shitwolf. And Never Cry Shitwolf is this beautiful thing. This very, very beautiful episode. Why? Because for the first time ever, it really does feel like Trailer Park Boys developed that change. Trailer Park Boys has this fatal, fatal flaw. And this flaw is one of the worst flaws you can have. Now, trust me, I love Trailer Park Boys, but I have to give them a spanking when they deserve a spanking. That spanking is because there's no clear timeline. There's no clear timeline. The only timeline you could see would be Trinity, which is why she's so important. Trinity, the way she aged up. So, the way she's aged up is kind of what they expect in the show. So when you start, she's very young, and she gets older, and then she's fully grown by season 12, but you gotta know. Now, the funny thing about Trinity, she has a baby. That baby called Motel. This is spoiler, hello. And that Motel, the way he is growing, is the second wave of growing, of showing the timeline of the show. Sorry about the lighting, I can't do shit. You can scream, you can be angry, I can't do shit. Please talk to my secretary. I don't have a secretary. So, Never Cry Shitwolf, which is season 4, episode 1, is extremely important. Jim, Leahy, and Randy going to jail at the end of season 3 wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal. However, it is the shit seed that grew up into a shit tree that now gives you shit fruits. We're talking like Leahy, look at us. So why is that so important? Well, Leahy going to jail meant that Ricky was a trailer park supervisor. Ricky being a trailer park supervisor gave him the freedom to do whatever the fuck he wanted. And first of all, I want to give Captain Finger over here once again fucked it up. I want to give it out to the team, the writing team of Trailer Park Boys. And it's so amazing. So when I think about the Trailer Park Boys, think about Ricky, Bubble, and Julian. Now, it's almost as if I was planning this shit, because if I didn't plan this shit, you wouldn't believe me. You got Ricky on left, and you got Julian on the right. Now, it's up to you to decide who's right, the left or the right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Bubble's in the middle. Bubble is very influenceable, and I want to applaud, but very much applaud the writing team, because you can tell that him being with Ricky kind of changed Bubble, kind of changed the way he's acting, and that is amazing because it still showed that Julian was a big dog who gave him, and Ricky is also a bigger brother. But it goes to show and goes to establish what I really like about season 4. One of the first time you have a lot of the confessional where it's not one person. Usually it's only Ricky's, usually it's only Julian. Now it's the three of them. There's the three of them, and I really like that. I think it adds a lot to the story. We have tournaments on the tower, so you can see me being focused on that. Please understand why. So we go in the park completely changed. Ricky being supervisor created his own part of the park. Bubble being assistant supervisor, super cool. They've been doing a lot of crime. But then the crime that they're doing kind of was an advantage in the park. See, this Trailer Park Boy, after 7th season, feels like a ghetto. And I apologize, I'm trying to be a dick. It feels like a ghetto. It feels like this own plot of land, this own island. Ricky, when he has money, he spent it on the Trailer Park Boys. He spent it on the trailer park. Ricky was able to install satellite to get TV for cheaper, right? Once again, the park will be better off. Julian will not do that, right? So season 1 is very much the changing of the park. And the greatest thing is we didn't see a change in the park since the season 2. So Never Cry Shitwolf. What is Never Cry Shitwolf's biggest strength? Never Cry Shitwolf is it does a really, 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 really good job at showing what happened and showing the place. You got Bubbles and Julian and Ricky. You can see that they're really teaming up. So for example, Ricky says to Bubbles, "Yo, you have to do it." The problem with Ricky is he makes a lot of trouble. So for example, he fills up credit card, he does some crime, he doesn't hide his steps well, he might get caught. Now, the problem with that is usually what I like about this season, they have the perfect excuse for a season. So what they do is, beginning of the season, they got no cash. They make a scheme to get some cash, go to jail, lose everything. Restart. It's always that. With this one, the whole season is spent kind of fixing up Ricky's problem or Ricky's mistake, and you're like, dude, I wanted a new season, I wanted a new plot, right? So this feels like a leftover. So Never Cry Shitwolf is amazing. Once again, as a team, we're getting more of Ray helping them. Never Cry Shitwolf is amazing. In the simple sense of, yeah, it's actually pretty normal. You have Bubbles and J-Rock finally having more scenes together. We love those two together. I don't know why they don't have more scenes together, because in all the lore, in all the behind the scenes, in all the lead scene, they show that Bubbles and J-Rock are super close. And then speaking, the reason for that is Mike Smith, which is the actor behind Bubbles, is a musician, and J-Rock represents the musician of the band. That's why. However, we did get a lot of Bubbles and J-Rock and Microphone Assassin, so I'm happy. I would be happy if I watched it yesterday, which I did. So I'm happy. I watched it last week, I wouldn't be happy. The reason why Never Cry Shitwolf is so amazing, because again, we got unique characters. So Barbara Leahy had a lot more of talking to do, a lot more of talking, which is fucking phenomenal. But it's the fact that George Green talks shit. He talks about the Shitwolf and Never Cry Shitwolf. The story of the kid who tried wolf. You know the story about the kid who tried wolf. Simon was a young kid who cried wolf every single day. And every single day the villager was like, no, don't fight, we're gonna fight the wolf. And one day the wolf really came. And Simon said, the wolf are there, the wolf are there. Nobody believed it. And the same with Usopp, which is cool, in One Piece. Also, Barb is act as a very good sense. So this is very cool because it always has been about Ricky and Julian versus Leahy. What if a third party, which was Barbara Leahy, came in? Barbara says, hey, Leahy, listen, you're not a supervisor anymore. Now, in this one, it feels very rough because, for example, Ricky takes the trailer park assistant supervisor trailer. They have a free trailer. It's like a janitor. When you have an apartment, they have a free apartment. It feels like he's an asshole to Leahy. There's moments in there where he takes his car, he takes everything that he has. For example, Leahy is living in a car. Randy is taking a fucking shower outdoor. Leahy is baking an egg on a fucking motor. And Ricky takes a car, and you feel bad for Leahy because, yes, he's an asshole, doesn't deserve this. And even then, you understand why Ricky's doing the thing that he's doing. You understand that Ricky is kind of paying forward the years of abuse from Leahy. Episode number 2, Man's Gotta Eat, which is phenomenal. So the first episode it came, I think it's one of the most meaningful moments. We have Ricky versus the satellite guy, his famous NASA talk, and how he's still the satellite. But it shows that Ricky has made a lot of fucking mistakes. And because he made a lot of fucking mistakes, it's really, really bad. And because it's really, really bad, Julian is the one that has to fix everything up. So then it pushes Julian to leave. Once again, Julian leave. However, this time is different because the first time that Julian was supposed to leave, which was season 1, chicken fingers are better than coming to college. Julian never went there. So now we see where Julian goes. We see Smokey. And Smokey is such an important character because Smokey was Randy being a prostitute, which is the beginning of the relationship of Leahy. Once again, you don't need to tell me how it happened. You need to show me how it happens. I know that Leahy was a cop, Randy was an ex-male prostitute. Leahy would hire Randy. That's how they got together. And then Barb saw Randy, and she's like, oh, poor guy, you don't have a choice, right? So he was like, would you like to come and work as a trailer park supervisor, right? Which is super cool. I love that. I love that because it makes sense. I love that because it's something I can see happening. Get Man's Gotta Eat. You got Leahy being in a shit position, and Randy kind of leaving Leahy. Now, this Randy leaving Leahy is kind of bittersweet because it shows that Randy wouldn't say if Leahy wasn't the person he was. However, it also shows that Leahy is the provider in this relationship. So the fact that he's not there, the fact that he doesn't provide, pushes Randy to be like, fuck you, I'm gonna leave. Which I really like. I really like in a sense of it's something that could be happening. Man Gotta Eat. So you see Smokey being prostitute. My favorite moment is Ricky and Julian and Bubbles. So see, I spent the better part of the video talking about how I love that Ricky and Bubbles was the part that I love the most. For example, Ricky influence on Bubbles, etc. Now Julian leave, and the first thing they do is fight. So this relationship was happening because there was hope for Julian. When Julian left, they fight. And what I love here is that's why it's so important. Give me moments in between the two of the boys, two of the three boys. Give me Julian and Bubbles. Give me Ricky and Bubbles. Give me Ricky and Julian. But make me believe or understand that it only works as a friendship because of Bubbles. It only works as a relationship because of Ricky. It only works as a friendship because of Julian. That's to me that's super important. So a man gonna eat. My favorite scene is Ricky comes to Bubble and say, "Yo, you really fucked things up," and then they get a fight. Then Bubble quits. But the favorite scene is the chicken chip because Bubbles. And this is why I'm talking about it. But this is why this season is so good. Bubble goes hard. Bubble goes fucking hard. If you look at Bubbles in season 3 versus season 4, it's a complete different person. But it makes sense because he was influenced by Ricky. I can explain that. I can't explain why J-Rock is the way he is right now. I can't explain. But I can explain why Bubble is the way he is. And all it took was one episode. And that's great. So they get into a fight. Bubble take this chicken chip. This whole argument is so funny. Because Ricky is prideful and says, "You fucked it up." And it doesn't come out of anything. Now you've been watching the show for 4th season. You know who the character is. You know that Ricky will always blame Corey and Trevor. He will always blame them. Always, always, always blame them. The fact that we're having the same thing, but with Bubble, is not something unexpected, but rather something that you suspect. And it's quite nice. Now, I have to go in because the battery is low. So you're going to give me a couple seconds. Dear Marie.